Couldn't sleep the rest of the night after. What the fuck is that? That's some nice teeth. Okay.
I've seen many freaky Ring camera footages online, but nothing beats what I'm about to tell you.
What the fuck? Oh,
if there ever was.
That's actually disturbing. I'm not even gonna. That's actually that's actually kind of creepy. Look, hold on, man. That's kind of damn. That's
A Candyman that existed
this
in the
nigga,
real world.
he can hear it
You're
too.
about to witness it. It happened about a month
Imagine
ago
you
when
just,
I was home alone.
Nah, I'm not even
The world would have never witnessed what unfolded if I hadn't installed a Ring camera on my front door. It happened on a Tuesday in broad daylight. I was working from home on my laptop when I heard my doorbell ringing. As a safety precaution, I always like to check the surveillance footage to see who was out front. There stood a gentleman that looked to be in his mid-20s, with a mask over his face, holding what appeared to be a box of candy. At first glance, he looked like one of those candy salesmen that sell chocolate door to door. I found this rather strange, as people who do this kind of thing were typically on the younger side, but I didn't see any harm in it. I ended up entering the foyer and opening the door, only to see the same individual I saw in the camera. Except he looked more deranged close up. Hi, sir. Would you like to buy some chocolate?
That big ass box of M&M's.
How much you got? You seem like you have a nice house. You must be loaded. How about you buy all my chocolate? Kid, you don't just come to someone's house and request. Shut up and buy my chocolate, rich boy. How about this? Get the hell off my property and leave me alone, or I'm calling the cops. Get on the floor, you little shit.
Damn.
That's when I got robbed.
Yo. Hold on. This reminds me of that UPS story I heard about. I think it was like they opened the person's door. Oh, I don't remember. I don't care.
It all went down in a split second. And then leave me alone, or I'm calling the cops. Get on the floor, you little shit. And that's when I got robbed point blank.
Yo, hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. What the fuck am I hearing? Hold on, bro. My dog is barking. Niggas got cats fighting outside, bro. Man, oh man. Yo, W12 follower, man. But cats fighting outside. Who else finna say? Whew. Had me concerned for a second. Damn. That's my fault. Damn.
You must be loaded. How about you buy all my chocolate? Kid, you don't just come to someone's house and request. Shut up and buy my chocolate, rich boy. How about this? Get the hell off my property and leave me alone, or I'm calling the cops. Get on the floor, you little shit. And that's when I got robbed point blank. It all went down in a split second. Several bandits ambushed and robbed my house, leaving myself and the candy seller dumbfounded. But after the local news stations got a hold of the story, it was later found out that the candy salesman was a part of the whole robbery.
I was listening to this. I heard something outside, bro. It's the cats fighting outside. I heard that. I was like, oh, hold on, bro. This is not perfectly timed. Why? Why am I hearing that? I'm trying to watch a horror video.
Scheme. He had been going to multiple houses around the neighborhood, posing as a candy salesman,
beat on yet?
only to lure people to open their front door.
He ain't get beat on.
Posing to sell candy along with 3 other.
It's a real story. It's a real story, man. Where was this located at?
People are still on the loose tonight. The frightening daytime armed robbery home invasion that happened on Monday in Stockton has a lot of neighbors nervous.
What appeared to be a young man selling candy in a North Stockton Murata area neighborhood quickly turned into a homeowner's worst nightmare.
So he was just there knocking on the door, waiting for niggas to answer. The way he reacted, it looked like he was finna get jumped. Hold on, how many niggas was that? Hold on. How many niggas was that, bro? Hold up.
Man selling candy in a North Stockton Murata area neighborhood.
Oh, 3 people? Get an AK-47, a machine gun, and GTRP.
Quickly turned into a homeowner's
He looked like he was finna get jumped. Just
this
walking
neighbor,
away.
not the one robbed, captured video through his own Ring camera about 5 minutes earlier of the alleged candy man coming to his door. He watched a live feed on his home Ring camera as the phony candy seller came to his door.
That was nothing too crazy, I guess, but that beginning image though, that's crazy. I don't know what y'all decided to make this image, animate this for. Imagine you wake up and see that. I'd be mad as hell.
Captured video through his own Ring camera about 5 minutes earlier of the alleged candy man coming to his door. He watched a live feed.
The following stories are
I've only been a massage therapist.
The following horror stories will loosely based on the actual events of the local.
I've only been a massage therapist for a little while now, but I don't think I'll be able to keep doing it for much longer. I started working at full time, Monday through Friday. Immediately, I was getting exposed to the full range of customers that came into the massage parlor. For most clients, it's easy to just block whoever they are out of my mind and stay in the routine mindset, so that I don't even remember most of the people I massaged in a day. Though, every once in a while, the person is worth remembering. That's one of the major perks of the job. I don't make very good money as a full-time massage therapist, but every so often I get to massage somebody who's pretty hot. I still have to keep my composure no matter what, though. Like this last Friday night. We close at 9 o'clock where I work, and at around 8:30 there weren't any clients left in the building. All of my co-workers and I were just milling about, waiting for closing time. But that's when we got the call. I was the closest to the phone, so I picked it up. You've reached the massage experts. This is Timmy. How may I assist you this evening?
Hello, Timmy.
Would y'all go to a place called the Massage Experts? That sounds fun.
Do you think you can help me out with that?
Well, unfortunately, we're due to close in about half an hour. Would you like to reschedule?
No, if you can't do it tonight, I'll just find somebody else who can.
Okay, why don't we squeeze you in for our last available half-hour session?
No, you don't understand. I need an hour. I'm so worn out from working all week long. I need full body work. You won't be able to get it done in 30 minutes. I'm plus size, as in thick with 2 C's.
I really didn't want to end up getting out of work at nearly 10 o'clock, but I had to be honest with myself. I had no plans for once I got home, other than cracking open a beer and watching Netflix by myself, and that could wait.
Shame
I
on you,
needed a little extra money. Plus, the woman's voice was so sultry.
Hold on, bro. Look at this nigga face.
Not to mention,
look at this nigga's face, man. Hold on, turn the fucking captions off. Look at this nigga face, man. He was thinking about it too. He said, I'm finna get me some cake.
Thing for women on the voluptuous side. I figured an hour alone with
See,
her
bro, he
seemed
just-
like
he
an
thinking with his other
opportunity
head.
that I shouldn't pass up. So I
Stupid
stuck my
head.
neck out for her. Sure thing, ma'am. We're here for you. Just ask for Timmy when you arrive.
Thank you so much, Timmy.
I had the sinking feeling in the silence after the call that I'd made some sort of mistake.
See, that's the post nut therapy, post nut clarity, and he ain't even do nothing crazy. He just regretted it. He doing this shit where it's like, damn, he thought he was finna get some cake, but he thinking about it. He might just like fuck up his whole life right then and there. See that face, the face of ultimate regret, cause the nigga wants some alone time or whatever the fuck he really want. I don't know.
Something I wasn't supposed to
Disgusting.
as a professional massage therapist. I tried to ignore the feeling while I waited, watching my coworkers
Is it
get
supposed
ready
to
to
be
go
him over
home
there?
as I prepared for another client. It wasn't until about 8:50 before she finally showed up. She was not what I was expecting. Despite her voice making her sound like a model, she
There's
was
too
the
many plastic
farthest
surgeries and
possible
dead
thing
skin
from
built up
it.
on top of
Not
it.
only was she fat enough to eat models for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, with her ample belly fat spilling
Hey, that's
out from
fuck. Hey,
underneath
listen, bro. Listen, I'm gonna say something
her
serious.
oversized blouse and barely fit.
If you ever get to this point, if you ever get to that point of, I mean, just you might want to just like, I'm not gonna say, get some help. Now, me personally, if I ever got fat, I ain't gonna lie. If I ever got fat, bro, I'm gonna suffer. I'm gonna put myself through the anime workouts. I'm about to be doing what Goku Vegeta was doing. I can't. Now, I'm just saying, if you are, that's cool too. But that's you, man. I couldn't do it. I'd be mad at myself.
Through
Gets
the
to a
doorway
point.
into the lobby, but she was also ungodly
It truly
ugly.
gets to a
She
point.
looked like she had been called Crater Face in high school, with
drop in the
horrendous
hood.
acne scars all over her face. But the acne had never really gone away. Her morbid obesity had long since warped and stretched away any beautiful features that might have once been on her face. And now it was just a big sweaty ocean of grease, a perfect environment for all her zits, boils, blackheads, skin tags, and moles.
Hey there, boys and girls. Which one of you is Timmy?
Despite her mutated appearance, she knew what she was doing with her voice. Somehow, she managed to uphold a demeanor of self-confidence so unshakable that it could only be
At
defined
least she
as
has
one thing:
confidence.
moxie. Even my coworkers struggled to maintain their professionalism, giggling and jeering loud enough for everyone to hear. But there was no running away from any of it for me.
Listen, if she really wanted to, she probably could sit on you and just crush your ribs. You did this to yourself.
I'm Timmy.
Well, of course you are.
Your name.
The woman charged up to the counter like a bull, shaking the foundation of the building.
Shaking the
It's sure nice
foundation.
to meet you,
God
Timmy.
damn.
The name's Bethany, but you can call me Big Beth. Get it? Like Big Ben, but me.
Run. Just run.
I only let handsome men like
Run.
you call me that. You understand?
Yeah, this nigga
You
about
look
to
like
get
George
took.
Clooney, and I love George Clooney.
Have a great evening, Timmy. See you Monday. I wanted to stop
that
one of them
annoying
and
ass
beg
friend.
them to stay and help me get rid of this Big Beth woman, but it was too late. They clocked out and left me there with the behemoth in heat,
Damn.
staring me down.
They're not
with
some real
hungry,
friends, man.
Hungry eyes.
I would've clocked
She
out
kept
too, though, I ain't
leaning
gonna lie.
more and more on the counter
that to
between
yourself.
us, forcing me to smell her
I wouldn't even be
pungent
working
body
here, though,
odor.
so.
I almost gagged. All those long unwashed years, all those spots she definitely couldn't reach in the shower, just oozing with a stench like a hobo cuddling a skunk. You can go into the massage room and get comfortable whenever you're ready.
And
I
this
gave
is
her
when
a
you
few
run.
minutes head start alone in the room. While I waited, the clock hit 9
I get
and
fired,
I felt
but hey.
myself split into two. I wanted to run away. I wanted to go home and be by myself and not deal with her. But I knew I couldn't leave her alone in the parlor. And I knew I could really use the money from the session. I just
How
hoped that
much
she
you
would
paying?
be as big of a tipper as she was everything else. When I went in to
Yeah, how
begin
much
the
mon-
massage, I was not surprised. I steeled myself and oiled up my hands, then began the massage. Her body was like a rippling sea of fat and endless skin. I struggled to find any actual muscles to work on in all that dead weight that spilled over the edges of the massage table. It felt like I was just digging aimlessly through the folds of jello, uncovering all the crusted sweat and lint I had feared of. But that
Crusted
wasn't
sweat.
even the worst of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yo. Nigga sent the shiver down my back with the his face right now. His face. Listen, man, if it ever gets to this point in life, I might delete the game. If I ever got to this point, I'm deleting the game.
That's good. That's good. You really know how to use
get out
those
of my ear
hands.
with that.
Don't you get all the thick girls calling you daddy with
Get out
skills
my
like
ear with
that?
man.
Bethany, please, you don't have to say any of that stuff.
Oh, but I
Pick
want
my
to.
nappy ass
I
hair
bet
up.
this is just how George Clooney would give a
the
big girl
fuck-
like me the rub down she needs.
Hold on, bro. I gotta
I've heard
look
the
this up,
stories.
bro. Who the fuck is George Clooney? I don't know. I don't know what George Clooney is. Who the fuck is that? I can't fucking spell. Hold on. Give me a second, bro.
Of how some people try to take a massage further than it's supposed to go, but I never thought
give you
I'd be
that
in a
happy ending.
situation like that.
The
I
squished
thought
ending.
that was something only female massage therapists would have to worry about. But I've never seen anything like this woman. She asked for a lot. I didn't want to do any of it, but I felt that I had to.
You felt,
I
nigga,
needed
no!
the money. And I thought
This
it wouldn't
girl
be so
say
bad
no.
if I just kept my eyes shut and only breathed through my mouth.
Ugh.
Now, Timmy, my back is
Don't
just
punish
fine.
yourself.
You're doing a great job, and I'll be sure to pay you well. It's just, I need help in other places.
Yeah, give my
Would
nigga
you be a good boy
$500.
and help out a woman in need?
Somehow,
crazy.
and I still don't know how, but she convinced me. Maybe I'd forgotten just how disgusting she really was
You
after
fool.
having my eyes shut for so long, or maybe I'd just gotten lost in the sweet sound of her voice, but I did everything she asked me to do. I clipped her toenails because she said she couldn't reach them and they were starting to grow fungus, so I agreed. They needed to be cut. When that was over with, she asked me to shave her legs because she was going out Saturday night and she didn't want to look like a bear. And
Nigga, she
I
lying, bro. She
agreed
finna go rob
that
McDonald's.
on top of everything else, she didn't need hairy legs. And of course, she asked me to take a washcloth to all the creases in.
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. This might be TOS on Twitch, bro. We're gonna skip this story because this is actually disgusting. Yeah, we're gonna watch this story. This is like what's that one show, Simpsons?
Disturbing than what she would have ever imagined. Here's what it looked like. Time. Paranormal activity at her student home.
Oh,
This
paranormal
went on
activity.
for
Hold on, this
quite
might be
some
peak. Hold
time.
on.
Little did she know, this would lead to something much more disturbing than what she would have ever imagined. Here's what it looked like. I was a student at the University of North Carolina. I lived at a dorm complex near my campus with several
some-
other roommates. At the time of the story, I
got
was usually
Simpsons
studying
animation,
and
bro.
working for the most part. But besides my busy lifestyle, my boyfriend and I were really into horror films. There was a lot of discussion and reviews about the hit movie series Paranormal Activity at the time, so we usually had movies like that playing whenever we hung out. What made the series so unique was that it was facile, silent, but creepy. It was similar to watching footage from a surveillance camera wherein the characters caught evidence of paranormal activity in the house, hence the movie's title. The poltergeist effects throughout the film were so realistic that they gave us goosebumps. Since then, all the time spent watching ghost films would turn my boyfriend into some kind of wuss. Whenever he would sleep over, he would wake me up and ask me.
That's real though. There was a point in time where I was watching horror stories. In my old room, I was watching horror stories, bro. With the red LED lights on. I had some, what's it called, sleep paralysis at some point. Bro. I swear some big ass hand came through my window. Gripped the back of my head like these. I'm shaking my head, knowing it's scratching the back of my head every time I shook my head. I was, oof. Ah! I was going
to accompany him to the kitchen or the restroom whenever he needed to drink a glass
I
of
was
water
going
or
through
answer the
it.
call of nature in the wee hours of the morning. One day, something particular was happening at my place. I was usually organized with my stuff, so it was easy for me to indicate if something was missing or out of place. Upon returning home from work or school, I would always find pieces of clothes missing, like shirts and pants. Naturally, I told my boyfriend about it, and he just laughed it off, saying, "Babe, you need to really stop with the paranormal activity. See, it's turning us both into little
Max, I'm being dead ass. I feel
Oh.
like my clothes are seriously going missing.
That's when Max suggested
light
that I
skin.
probably got my clothes mixed up with my other roommates' laundry. When I went to confront them about it, they all denied my accusations, which unfortunately led me to develop further trust issues with them. So, as the days passed,
I never could
things
live
got
with a
more
roommate.
incongruous. More
There's
and
not like
more
an actual
clothes
friend I
went
know.
missing,
No,
and
I
things in
ain't
my
got no roommate,
room
bro.
started moving out of place.
If I
I
live with
even
my
saw
girl, no
ominous
roommate either.
handprints suddenly appearing on the mirror, like someone had just pressed their hand on it moments ago. I was starting to get convinced that there was truly a paranormal essence living within the household. It was
You're pleased
odd
by the
indeed,
thought.
because after watching TV at night, I would always put things back in order. So one day, while my boyfriend and I were having lunch together,
Hold
he
on.
said, "Hey,
You eating eggs and chicken wings? That's kind of crazy. Eggs and chicken? I never heard of that combo. Eggs and chicken wings. Go crazy.
honey, do you want to move into my place instead? You could stay there if it makes you feel better." Confused at his sudden proposal, I asked.
What brought this up?
Max was hesitant at first, but eventually he told me, "There could be something in this dorm, Maddie." His eyes were
Why the fuck
restless.
the tone change?
I couldn't pinpoint what it was he was trying to say, so I asked him to be more vivid about it.
Oh, nigga,
Then
the tone
he
of voice was
whispered,
changed.
"Do you remember the movie Paranormal Activity? I think it's not safe here." My boyfriend was downright terrified. When I asked him if he had experienced anything out of the ordinary, he mentioned that he had heard
Ugh,
loud
angry.
thuds coming from outside the hallway one night. I tried reasoning with him, telling him that it could have been the other roommates, but he shook his head dismissively and told me another incident, where he went to the kitchen by himself one night since I wouldn't get up no matter how much he tried to wake me. Then, while pouring himself a glass of water, he felt that someone or something was glowering at him from the living room.
The fuck is
According
glowering?
to him,
What
while
did
the
he say?
kitchen lights were on, was glowering at him from the living
Glowering?
room.
Ugh.
According to him, while the kitchen lights were on, the living room was pitch black at the time. Attempting to adjust his vision, he immediately made a run for it back to the bedroom, upon noticing that someone with mucky long hair was peeking from behind the sofa.
That's
I
Steven
didn't
Universe
want to
right there.
believe him, as none of my other roommates had long hair, not even the females. They all had short hairstyles. So I said,
Hey, there's no need to be paranoid, alright?
nettled by my lack of consideration, he stood up and said, "Are you calling me crazy? I know what I saw, okay?"
Okay,
Yeah, Terrence
I
Nicholson,
believe
hold
you.
on.
Now calm down.
I'm gonna
I
check.
raised my hands in silent retreat.
one of the actors
My
that voice
boyfriend was
people
so
for,
mad at me that he
for
went
our
home
shorts
that
party.
night, leaving me all alone in a place he claimed had some kind of poltergeist. Yes, I was alone, as my roommates were usually out of town or headed back to
Damn.
their respective
Oh,
families'
boyfriend,
place
and he
on
left you
weekends.
alone.
On that same night, I had passed out from a long day of work and studying. I remember hearing the door to my bedroom creak open. That's when I saw some kind of creepy figure with long hair glare into my bedroom with illuminated eyes. When I turned on the lamp next to my bed, the door was wide open, but no one was there. I was so lethargic that I turned off the lights and went back to sleep. However, moments later, I heard
Yo,
a
what is
voice
up with the
or an
fucking
animal
licking, man? What's up with all the licking? We're licking fucking ring cameras, niggas, bro. Alright, bro.
some kind of demonic
I wish I would feel something licking on me, bro. It's not my girl licking on me. It's a demonic ass entity. Bringing out my cross necklace. Might ask for some superpowers, I ain't gonna lie.
presence, frantically growling in the hallway.
Yeah, screaming in my room, man. Did it cut her?
The voice seemed to have come from the kitchen. So, I instantly got up, took my baseball bat for self-defense, and slowly approached the kitchen. But as soon as I turned on the lights, there was nothing but silence. I tried calling my boyfriend on my cell phone, but he must have had it on Do Not Disturb, or was sound asleep since he wasn't picking up. And so, I went back to my bedroom, made sure the door and windows were locked, and went to my bed,
Close your
with
curtain.
the lights on. When morning came, I went to the kitchen and saw several
Hold on, bro. Let me close my curtain. The fuck am I talking about? Close my fucking curtain. I might be bugging. Hold on, bro. Whatever, man.
articles of my clothing on the floor. I got dressed and immediately went to work.
Oh, I thought she went for a walk or something. You don't got a card? Where you work out to be walking there? Oh. I'm not, whatever.
The mindset that I was definitely moving out come next morning. I told my coworkers about the ordeal and they all vouched for me to call the cops. But I figured I would sound silly calling 911 on a ghost. I remembered asking my boyfriend to swing by after work and stay the night, as there was no way in hell I was sleeping alone another night.
Why don't you
When
go
I
over
arrived
his house?
home, I remember hearing vague noises coming from my bedroom. I opened the door and could hear rattling in my closet.
Go to
it
his
sounded
house.
like a
What are you doing?
raccoon was rummaging in there. I shouted,
Who's there?
not expecting a response, but miraculously, a male voice answers me saying, "Oh, my name is Drew." I instinctively opened
Drew?
the door, revealing a man
Drew.
with long hair who was wearing all of my clothes, my socks,
Curve
my
stomp him.
shoes, and he had a book bag full of my clothing. Startled, I said,
Who the hell are you? And what the hell are you doing in my closet?
while discreetly snapping a picture of him to my boyfriend. The man then covered his crusty-looking head with one of my hats and walks towards the bathroom outside. I followed him and saw him staring at the mirror, saying, "You're really pretty. Can I give you a hug?" "Get
Hold
the
on.
hell out of her room or I'm calling the cops!" That's when we both heard my boyfriend shout
Curve
from the
stomp!
parking
Drop
lot,
kick him!
which
DJ.
caused the deranged man
So hold on, there was an actual nigga in the crib. He licked on you. I would have tossed him out the window.
to flee the scene. We ended up calling the cops, which led law enforcement to arrest the man a block away from the complex. Police say the man was charged with a misdemeanor in breaking and entering, and an abundance of other felony charges. But what makes my skin crawl was how he had been living in my closet for God knows how long. I'm just thankful that
chose
my
the
boyfriend
closet
and
of
I
all
were
places.
lucky
There's
enough
no room
to
in there,
not
probably.
get killed in our sleep.
And I just hear rattling in my closet. Like, it sounds like a raccoon is in my closet. Putting my hand on the knob, and I'm like, who's in here? And then somebody answers me. He's like, oh, my name's Drew. So I open the door, and he's in there wearing all of my clothes, my socks, my shoes.
How do niggas get like this in real life, bro? What happens to you for you to become like this? What the fuck? Oh, hell no. See, when I move out or wherever, bro, I'm gonna be secure. I'll sleep with something under my pillow. I don't care. Cause god damn, how do niggas get like this? It's been a couple nights where I sleep facing a certain way. Room's dark. I look into my closet and it's like, okay. I mean, I know nothing's in there, but I just be, That's crazy, man.
Has a book bag full of my clothes. And he tries on my hat. Goes to my bathroom.
That
looks
forehead
in
is great.
the
That
mirror.
forehead is strong as
He
hell.
asked, he was like, you're really pretty. Can I hug you?
Hug the switch. GTA. NBA. God, alright. These are true horror stories, man. Hold on. Like, true. After this, I'm gonna play Resident Evil. What we doing? What we doing? I don't care about that.
All in all, I think the luckiest thing that ever happened to me in my life was being born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. From there, sharing
Is
a
it cool,
birthplace with the
Cleveland,
basketball
Ohio?
legend LeBron James, I've been able to get closer to him than I bet most wannabe fans could
Style
ever dream
animation
of.
change.
But if you're really a fan like me,
Ugh.
just living in the same city as the idol isn't enough.
It's kind of like a
Cities are
Baki
big
character.
places, and elite men like LeBron James spend very little, if any, time amongst the masses. That's not a problem I face myself, however, because I know how to get close. It's all about those courtside seats. They bring you so close to the players that you can
Why are you
very
talking
nearly
like
feel the
that?
heat dissipating from their bodies. And every now and then you get lucky enough to trade a few words with one of them. LeBron! LeBron! I love you, LeBron! Come on,
I know what type of story this is. The plot twist gonna be the nigga telling the story about to be the villain, bro. The way he sounded, he sound crazy.
I'll do everything for you. Every time I meet with a family member, they
He look
ridicule
weird
me
too.
and
Look like a
chastise me
Baki
about
character.
how much money I
With no
spend on
sleep.
getting those tickets at every home game. But they don't understand how important it is to me. It's not like I'm going broke over it anyway. I don't see what's wrong with it if I can afford it. I mean, some people spend their money on vacations and computers and clothes, and I spend my money on getting as near to LeBron James as I can. I would say it's like my hobby, but LeBron James, more than anything, more than money and more than women, is what gets me out of bed in the morning. It's hard for
Yeah,
me
you
to
wanna
explain
know
it.
that,
He's
bro.
just so
I'm gonna say
iconic.
something, but I don't care.
Everything
The LeBron glaze is not that serious. Now that's probably 'cause I don't care about basketball like that, but bro, let the nigga breathe. He don't know you. Be a fan or whatever. Cool, yeah. It was LeBron's birthday or something, and some nigga posted on his story throwing a barbecue for LeBron's birthday. Like, bro,
he does just exudes badassery and confidence.
I ain't seen no
virtue
ribs
and
on that
compassion.
barbecue grill either.
He's like the greatest single specimen of a human being that's ever existed. He's indomitable on the court, undoubtedly a powerhouse in the gym, and an angel in mortal coil everywhere else. Now, people often call me biased. They say he's not the greatest who ever lived, though he may be close, and that I just feel that way because we're both Cleveland natives. Those people might be right, but it doesn't matter to me at all. LeBron and I have a history together. You know his famous chalk throw, where he throws a cloud of chalk into the air and watches it disappear with his fans? Whenever I'm courtside, I carry with me a big Ziploc bag that I've coated with honey on the inside and wait for the throw, while everyone else is stunned in slack-jawed amazement. You might see me on the cameras holding up an open bag with great pride, hoping to catch some of the chalk particles that have recently been graced by contact with the skin of LeBron James. Oh, his skin. How it contains such divinity. I'm proud to say that I myself have gone a step further from gathering his chalk, and I've actually touched the man himself. One night
Can
after
LeBron himself confirm this? Can LeBron himself confirm that? Whoever this kid is, he's gripping on, bro. Damn, I don't know.
LeBron was doing a little photo op with some other fans. I saw him surrounded by a bunch of starving-looking little kids in hospital gowns, and I struck one.
My
I still
fault.
keep a printout of that photo on my nightstand.
It's
the first thing I
they
see
hospital
when I
kid.
wake
That's
up
my
and the
fault.
last thing I see before I sleep. But even the photo itself means little compared to the experience I had getting the photo. Hey LeBron, I'm your biggest groupie. I mean fan. I hope you can hear my cheers amongst the Cavs fans.
It's pretty good, but I know we can be much, much louder than any fan base, in this league. And,
can I please take a picture with you?
I don't know why I was thinking he
You're
said
not the only
something
fan
else.
here. I was slick with it. I put my arm around his shoulder while we posed for the photo, and right after I snapped it, before he could get away from me, I caressed the top of his head for just a moment. Oh, did that feel good.
He just busted off
Stroking
that.
the
Yo,
magnificent
hey.
brain, feeling the hair and the grease transfer to my fingers, even if those fibers didn't grow directly from his head.
Yeah, he definitely gooned off with that. He definitely was going crazy that night. That nigga went home and was like, ah! Yeah, that nigga went like, ah! He went crazy.
They still mingle with his scent and
my
sweat
glasses
and went
back
along
on.
for the ride of a well-played match. I hate it when people make fun of his hairline, as if it makes him any less angelic. But anyway, I might have made a
Oh,
bad
that's been a
impression
joke
on
for
LeBron
so long, and this nigga in
though
his
I'm not really
hairline.
sure why.
That's all I know
All
about
I know is that he
LeBron.
gave
The
me a
hairline
very
jokes.
strange look and walked away very suddenly.
You
Abandoned
great, you
all
was
those
caressing his
whistle
hair. I would
words.
give you a strange
Moments
look
later,
too.
I was getting tossed around by a bunch of security meatheads who threw me out of the stadium and threatened to have me banned from all future games. Who do you think you are, man? Don't you have any respect? Get the hell out of here. Obviously, I couldn't get banned or my life would be over. So as much as it pained me, I took a back seat for a season, though I saved a lot of money by not getting courtside seats. That season sucked. I was forced to watch him give love to all his other fans while I sat on the sidelines of the sidelines. It made me so angry. There was one occasion where LeBron almost ended our relationship altogether. He just finished scoring the winning baskets of a really tight game, and it was bad enough that I was forced to watch it from 1,000 feet away. But afterwards, there was this whole celebration in LeBron's honor. I wanted so bad to run out onto the court with him, but I just barely held
Might as
myself
well jump
back.
off the dang
That's when I saw him do something
whatever.
that made my blood boil. He changed his shoes and jersey and signed them, then just gave them away to some homely-looking chubby kid. Afterwards, I found that ungrateful little snot and followed him out into the parking lot.
no.
I lured him away from the crowd
It's
and
never
demanded
that
to have the
serious,
shoes and
bro.
jersey. No way, man. I got these and they're mine. I'm gonna sell these for a fortune in 10 years. Cram it, you little twerp. Those belong to me. Now, I do regret the lengths I went to, but I did what I had to do. I socked him right in the nose, hoping he would just crumble and pass out, but then he started screaming. Ow! Oh my God, what is wrong with you? That's when I knew I had to make sure he wouldn't be able to tattle. So
Hey,
I
how
had to
old
break
is
his
this? Damn,
pace just
whoa.
a little
Hey,
bit.
whoa.
Nobody was near the alley, so I had enough time to beat him to a juvenile pulp, take what belonged to me, and get the hell out of
doesn't
there
know
before
you,
anyone
bro.
saw. Unfortunately, the little brat soiled both the jersey and the shoes by getting blood all over them and staining them. It's alright though, because I wasn't planning on selling those. Ever. It was around that time, however, that tragedy struck for Cavalier fans. LeBron got traded, and of all places, to the Miami Heat. And no matter how hard I tried to swing it, I could just never afford courtside seats in Miami and plane tickets there and back all the time. I'm ashamed to admit it, but there were a couple years when I didn't see LeBron at all. I'd forgiven him already, of course, and I had to make sure he knew that. When he started becoming active on Instagram, I reached out to him there. I sent him a message every day for a few months, but he never got back to me. I didn't have any followers, so I must have looked like a bot or some kind of scam or something. If he knew it was really me, I'm sure he would have responded. And even though LeBron eventually returned to Cleveland, I had to do something to make do during that time in between. At first, I built a little shrine dedicated to him using all the little
I'm sorry, let
pieces
me
of him
stop
that I'd
smacking.
gathered over the years. My family thought it was a joke when I told them about it, but it's not. I was trying to find ways to legitimize it, and then one day, heaven delivered to me the perfect gift. I saw an ad from a LeBron James lookalike who was offering to do birthday parties for little kids while impersonating LeBron James. Obviously, I knew what I had to do, because I knew the real LeBron would loathe to see such an imposter making money on his likeness. I lured the impersonator into a trap with relative ease. And now, with just a little bit of imagination,
Yo!
LeBron James in my basement, whenever I want him.
Interesting.
LeBron, you look enchanting this evening. Do you prefer red wine or white wine?
I don't care. Please just let me out of here. I won't tell anyone, I swear.
Oh, Mr. James, you should really use your inside voice. Now, where is your bag of chalk? Have you forgotten your before-dinner ritual? There are hundreds of doorbell video clips revolving around clowns.
Yeah.
But the backstory behind this
Hold on,
video
bro.
has got to be...
I know I said that was the last horror story, but this one's
disturbing.
about clowns.
Here
Hold
you
on.
can see the clown in front of a house while holding what appears to be a large kitchen knife. The following story portrays a
I don't like
dramatized
clowns, but I like
reenactment of
clown
the
horror
encounter.
stories.
Here's what the story looked like. In the last several years,
Why the fuck
it
is it?
felt
Hold
like
on,
a
why
lot of
no,
the
no, why is
big
it drawn
dramas and
like this?
outrages have been started
No, this might actually be peak. It's drawn like this.
by what are called jokes by the people that are saying and doing the things that are getting negative attention.
That's Barack Obama.
Historically, you
Will
find a
Smith.
guy like me sticking to the side of let people joke how they want and don't get offended if you personally don't find it funny. Quite a few people have tried to persuade me out of believing this. Some of them were level heads, just trying to get me to understand why people are sensitive to some things, but others were a little more aggressive in their statements to me. Of course, I never
Big
really
eyes.
listened to the people who were trying to have a productive conversation. I genuinely loved to jump into the fray and troll people who I thought were taking their opinions a bit too seriously. And I wasn't just this way online. The digital presence of a troll that I put up was an extension of who I was in real life. But I always knew that most people would describe me as having an attitude problem, being a little crass, or just a jerk. I didn't mind being seen that way. It was all verbal stuff anyway. I never threatened or hurt anyone physically. But the thing about always being negative like that is, well, it builds up a lot of bad karma, as I've come to learn. And eventually all this bad karma caught up to me. I never saw it coming. But once it happened, I started reflecting on my actions.
Okay, I was thinking it was going to look scary because of the animation.
It was all pretty obvious. On Fridays I didn't have work, so I'd always get a head start on my weekend. I spent most Fridays lounging around my house and doing some chores at a very leisurely pace. Sometimes pre-gaming for the parties I was going to find myself at come nighttime. This was one of those occasions on which I started getting rowdy pretty early in the day. I was getting my mail around 3 p.m., a drink in one hand as I stepped out the front door to check the box. I remember being rather annoyed with the bills I received in the mail that day. I'd gotten a ticket for running a red light, which arrived at the same time as my utility bill and HOA dues notice.
Damn!
So quite a few expenses popping all at once like that soured my mood pretty bad. That's when I saw one of the neighborhood kids biking down the road, probably going home from school. I saw that kid a lot. My house must have been on his commute to school. From time to time, I'd call out to him and try to make some jokes, but he never seemed to appreciate them. He'd always give me the evil eye or throw me the bird or just ride on by pretending he didn't hear me.
I would say, what you talking to me for, man?
He looked worn out, dejected. Seemed like the perfect target for a little joshing around. I took a guess as to what was messing with him and tried to dig at it.
Yo, kid, maybe if you ditched the raggedy old bike, you got a car, that girl wouldn't have curved you so bad.
Suddenly, the kid did something I didn't expect.
He
hit the brakes hard and skidded to a stop, swinging out his back tire and looking straight at me.
Hey, listen, bro. The fact the bikes do that, I don't know where I forgot when you brake, the front wheel of the bike just stops. I was riding a bike a couple of days ago. I know someone's watching. It's about to yell at me later. I was riding a bike a couple of days ago. I was like zooming a little bit. I hit the brake. I ain't gonna lie. I smooth almost did a front flip. I almost did a front flip.
If you got a life and mind your own business, I wouldn't have to take you down a peg. What does that even mean, kid? If you minded your own business, I wouldn't have to take you down a peg. What does that even mean, kid? You can't say weird stuff like that. You'll never make any friends that way. You better sleep with one eye open, jerkwad.
Sorry.
In the moment, I couldn't help but laugh. A threat never feels
that kid
when it's shouted at you from someone 10 years younger than you on a bicycle. However, though I guess I can never prove it, I'm pretty sure that threat was real. A night or two later, I slept soundly.
That kid
I didn't give any mind to that kid. I have about 15 security cameras and a bunch of high-powered.
You got 15 security cameras? God damn!
I have about 15 security cameras and a bunch of high-powered floodlights all around the
your electric
exterior
bill.
of my house, which I had installed for reasons you could expect for someone of my personality.
Okay,
I always knew my antics could create enemies who might want to try and get back at me through my house.
Makes sense.
But I never thought the cameras would capture something as strange as they did. When I awoke the next morning, I couldn't shake this feeling that something was wrong. Every time I rounded a corner in my house, I got the chills, and I couldn't tell why. To alleviate my suspicions, I decided to check the security footage from the previous night, thinking there would be nothing of any concern. I was wrong. Late in the middle of the night, around 2 in the morning, an unidentified figure approached my house. He or she was dressed in a clown costume, looking just like one of those creepy killer clown sickos.
Well, he or she can get a brick tossed at him in GTA or something, because you know where I live now. You're not leaving. You're going somewhere up or
From all
down.
those weird videos that were surfacing in 2016. They were
game,
armed with a ridiculously long knife, which they brandished in front of the cameras. First, they snuck up to my front door and tried to open it, jostling the handle to see if it was locked. Of course, it was locked, and they weren't.
If you ever leave your door unlocked,
the
you might be
microphone on
stupid.
my doorbell overheard their door.
Not like that. If you're in a neighborhood and you leave your door unlocked, like it's not a nice neighborhood, you know that, bro. I don't know. I'd be scared. Like for me, bro, if you live in an apartment area, cool. You can leave the door unlocked because you know you're not doing much. You're just going for like the little walk, taking your garbage out, whatever. If you live in a neighborhood, and you're in a house, you leave your door unlocked. I don't want to say it, but you might just be kind of whitewashed or something like that, you know? You know, my friend was walking one time at nighttime, walking back to my house. I don't know what possessed him to unlock. He didn't unlock it. He was just fucking around. He opened someone's car door that was unlocked. I'm like, oh yeah, we about to die. Had the nerve to ask him, trying to cover me while I look. Nah, bro.
Range conversation with themselves.
You locked the door? How dare you? I know you can see me through your little camera, you vermin. Take all the screenshots and footage that you want. This won't be the last time you see this face.
Even as they talked to themselves like a crazy person, they were extremely quiet. Still, the motion sensors on the floodlights lit them up all the same. This clown character wasn't spooked by the lights, however. They seemed to be familiar with the layout of my house, like they'd seen it before. They did an entire lap.
You're sleeping too soundly.
Checking the lock on every single window and door.
Why don't y'all niggas have curtains?
The walls with their knife.
You really dodged a bullet. Or should I say, a knife.
But the weirdest part is, as quietly as they appeared, they also just left. It's very disturbing to know that I was completely unaware of all this as it was happening. I have an alarm system in my house, but all it would have taken was one unlocked door to give them enough time to sneak in and slit my throat before I'd even woken up. It's pretty embarrassing,
You was sleeping
honestly.
too sound.
I can't say for sure, but based on when this all happened and how
Now, if this was the villain of the story, it'd be actually scary. Maybe.
those killer clown videos were with high schoolers at the time.
This actually
it makes
disturbing
perfect sense to me
bit.
that the one kid on the bike would be the culprit. But again, I wasn't 100% sure. The fact that he strolled around the perimeter of the house made it seem as if it wasn't his first visit.
What was his
But for
mom
the first
at?
few days, I
Don't he
didn't
got a
connect those
bedtime?
dots, and I was worried half to death that I was being stalked by a real sicko. After seeing the footage,
10-year-old sicko
I really
at
did
that.
sleep with one eye open for a few weeks. Just goes to show you should be careful who you mess with. It certainly taught me a bit about who I choose to make jokes about, and when. I know it's punching down to mess with a high school.
That's why I say everything in my head, unless I'm progressively provoked.
Schooler, but that doesn't mean the
Keep
kid
my
can't be
composure.
dangerous. I mean, the kind of kid who would do something like this just for getting teased is the same kind of kid who might just snap on a whole different day, in a much worse
And he
way,
might be a school
given a different
shooter,
situation.
Yeah, we're gonna save this for another stream or video, man. This actually was pretty good though. These are true stories. This is cool. Fuck with this. Yeah, these are true stories. Let me see my RE9. My brain lagged. Hold on. I'm not used to saying RE9. What the fuck is it? Let's see if it wants to actually boot up correctly this time. My game capture. Hold on, I might be tripping. Hold on. Let me try and get this right. Ah, screen capture. There it is. Alright, cool. Oh my flipping goodness. Oh my god. Alright, bro. Hold up. I was supposed to call my sister, but I'll do that later. I grabbed the wrong cord. What the fuck is it called? I'm not playing this on keyboard and mouse.